Alright, good morning, my lovely students. I hope that you guys are just doing fine. Today we are going to proceed with regarding what we started yesterday, which is a section Use Your English from your Unit 12. You are what you were. And I believe that we are done with the exercises from your students' book, and now we are going to solve and discuss the exercises in your workbooks. But before that, we are going to have a quick revision regarding the sections, the parts of Use Your English sections, which are two parts. The first one is regarding phrasal verbs, and the second one is regarding word formation. So just bear with me until I share with you the screen in order to start our lesson. All right, who can tell me what is the definition of a phrasal verb and who can explain it for me? What is the definition of a phrasal verb and who can explain it for me? Yes, Yusuf.
Okay. Should I read first?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
A phrasal verb is a combination of two words, usually a verb and a preposition, that create a phrase with a different meaning. For example, I gave up when the game got too hard.
Yes,
Okay,
explain.
the phrasal verb contains two words.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, um, Often or usually, the two words are preposition and verb, and uh,
Okay,
every
what will
word of
happen with the
them
meaning?
will not make any meaning. And when we
We will have,
ك- بس ايش في فعل من combination.
I can't hear you.
What's the verb of combination?
Combine.
When we combine them together,
Yes.
they will make a meaningful meaning. A
A
meaningful.
meaningful and a new meaning. Thank you, Ya Yusuf. Who can explain it one more time in other words, Ya Farah?
Yes, teacher. A phrasal verb is like a mixture of two words. Most of the time, it's a verb and a preposition. And the result of the combination is going to create a phrase with a different meaning from the original meaning of the two words.
Thank you, dear. Yes, that was 100% correct. Yes. Okay, let's get introduced to the phrasal verbs that we are going to use in order to solve our exercises in here. Okay, and who would like to read for me the phrasal verbs? Let me see hands in here. I'll have Juan. Go ahead, dear.
Take up, put on, take in, dress up, take off, try on, wear out, do up.
Thank you, dear. And can you tell me what is the definition or the definition for the phrasal verb do up?
To tie or zip up something.
Thank you, dear. What about take in? Who can tell me what is the meaning of the word take in, ya Zena?
Make clothes smaller and tighter.
يعني عليكي. What about put on? Yeah. Let me see hands in here. Farah?
Yes, teacher. Place clothes on your body and wear them.
Thank you, dear. What about wear out? Wear out. Diala Mazahre?
Use something so much that it becomes Useless, sorry.
Thank you, dear. Yes. What about the phrasal verb try on? Yeah, Juan.
To try something on to see if it fits you.
Thank you, dear. Take off. Zena.
Take off, remove clothes from your body.
Thank you, dear. Take in. Take in, Diala.
Take and make clothes smaller and tighter.
Thank you, dear. Dress up, Farah.
Wear clothes that are smart.
Thank you. Thank you. In a smart way, in an elegant way. Thank you, dears. Let's go to the second part, and it is about word formation. Word formation, and let us see the definition in here, read it, and then explain it in your own words. So, who would like to read the definition and then explain it? Yes, Zaina? Oh, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
Generally, word formation, derived words, is the process or result of forming new words, which derived from words or group of words with the same roots. Can I explain it?
Yes, dear.
We have a word and the word formation that we take new words from an word or the root word, like accessories or fashion. We can take fashionable and accessories that we make new words from the root word.
Thank you, dear. By adding what?
Suffixes and prefixes.
Suffixes and prefixes. Yes, thank you, dear, so much. Who would like to give me another explanation? Another explanation, Juan?
It's to take a word and to add a suffix or prefix to it, and
Mm-hmm.
then you form another word with another meaning.
Yes, regarding the parts of
Speech.
speech. Thank you, dears. Yes, that was 100% correct. So we're done now with our revision regarding our sections, and now we'll go to the exercises in your workbooks. So please grab your workbooks and open them to page 83, and let us start solving exercise number A. Complete the exam task. Let me share the page with you in order to start. And here we go. Exercise A, complete the exam task. Here we have questions from 1 to 8. Read the text below and decide which answer A, B, C, or D best fits each gap. And the title of our paragraph or text in here is Passion for All. Passion for All. Who would like to start with number 1 in here? Let me see hands, and I'll start with Farah. Go ahead, dear.
Fashion for all. For centuries, fashion was exclusively for the rich. In Elizabethan England, Renaissance Italy, and
Renaissance. Renaissance.
Renaissance Italy, and Napoleonic France, it was the aristocrats and the wealthy who felt a need to impress other people. Luxurious fabrics
Thank
were
you, dear.
used to
Yes. Uh-huh.
create elaborate clothes that required the help of a maid of a manservant to
To see, put, are
put
you
them on.
to put them on? Let's
No,
look
it's
at
sorry. So it's try them on.
yes, to try them on. Thank you, dear. So here, let's go back. For centuries, fashion was exclusively. What's the meaning of exclusively?
حصريا.
حصريا يا عيني عليكم for the rich, for the people who have money. And Elizabethan England. What's the meaning of Elizabethan in here?
Relating to the region of Queen Elizabeth I.
يا عيني عليك يا زينة. Thank you, dear. Renaissance, Italy. اللي هو أي عصر؟
النهضة.
النهضة عصر النهضة and Napoleonic.
Napoleon.
Thank you. It was the aristocrats and the wealthy who felt a need to impress. What's the meaning of impress? I want to impress you with the fashion I'm wearing, with the clothes I am wearing.
persuade,
يعجب
يأثر.
Yes, to have an effect on you اللي هي انه انا بدي اخليك تصير معجب. Okay, الاعجاب. Thank you. Other people. Luxurious. What's the meaning of luxurious?
فاخر.
فاخر. Yes, very fancy. Thank you, dear. Okay, what else do we have? Any other words that we have to explain? What's the meaning of maid? Help of a maid.
المساعدين أو
Assistant.
الخادمات.
Yes, الخادمة or man servant.
هذا
الخادم.
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 So maid is for females and man servant is for
Males.
males. Is
Males.
for males. Thank you, dears. Let's go to the second paragraph in here, which is kings, queens, and I'd like to have. Let me see in here, Juan. Go ahead, dear. Kings.
Kings, queens, and the nobility had their fine clothes made by the very best seamstresses and tailors.
يعني عليكي. So we chose number A, which is had, because it is in the past. We are talking about the past. What is the meaning of nobility?
النبلاء.
النبلاء. Yes. So the people who rule and who are rich in that era. In that era. Thank you, dears. And okay, what's the meaning of very best seamstresses?
Women that prefer sewing and they work in sewing.
That's true.
Yes, that's sew. That yes, that stitch sew. Yes, لي in Arabic الخياطات, and it's for females also. And what about tailors?
اللي هو الخياط for
خياطين.
males.
الخياط, yes, and it is for males. Thank you, dears. Let us proceed, and I'll have. Let me see. I just have three. Noor, go ahead, yeah, Noor. A lot of money.
Yes, teacher. A lot of money. Uh, yes, a lot of money was spent for the creation of a unique design, the cost of which could probably have fed a whole village for a month. The poor, on the other hand, made their own clothes and held on to them for as long as possibly until they wore out.
Until they were out. C. Yes, dear. Thank you. So number 4 is C. Can you continue the sentence?
Yes, teacher.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think we have a full stop in here. So thank you, dear. Let us have another student. Thank you, yeah, Noor. And let us have here, okay, Yusuf.
a typical poor people had one set of clothing for every day, and the other
And
one other outfit for special occasions.
يعني عليك, and one other outfit for special occasions. Okay, can you
Not
continue with
that
the.
there were many of those.
Okay, thank you, dear. Yes, it was correct. Let's go to the next gap in here, to the next sentence, and I'll have. Go ahead, ya Zena. For the vast majority.
For the vast majority of people, there was no such thing as fashion. Clothes were practical and served only to keep people warm. Whether a piece of clothing A suited someone was not an issue.
Thank you, dear. Suited someone was not an issue. Thank you, dear. Let's go back and have some definitions. What's the meaning of vast majority?
Big.
الغالبية.
غالبية الناس.
Yes, the big majority. Yes, the big amount of people. الغالبية العظمى. Thank you. Let's go to the word practical.
عملي.
عملي.
Yeah, عملي. Thank you. Thank you. And served. What's the meaning of served?
يقدم.
مقدمة أو
يقدم.
تقدم.
يقدم, yes, أو يخدم. Only just to keep people warm. Only to keep people warm. Thank you. And we'll go to the next sentence. Indeed. And I'll have. Let me see in here. Do we have new hands? Same students, huh? Let's go to Farah. Indeed.
Indeed, what would they do with fine clothes anyway? Working on a farm, there was no need for linens and silks. See, working.
Thank you. See, which is working. Thank you. Yes, that's correct. And what's the meaning of linens?
كتان.
كتان. Yes, البياضات. Yes, and silk.
الحرير.
حرير.
الحرير. يعني عليكم. And the last paragraph, the last sentences will be for. Let me see in here, يا جوان. But
But all
all
that
that.
changed when people began moving to towns and cities for work. Suddenly, there was a need for both the smart and casual clothing for different occasions, and the idea of fashion for all was born.
يعني عليكي. So the last one is which letter?
The
It's the smart, elegant. Thank you, dears. So do you guys have any question regarding it?
No
No,
teacher.
teacher.
No, thank you. So I would like someone to read the first paragraph as a whole. Let me see who would like to read one more time. Let me see in here, yeah. Yusuf, go ahead. For centuries.
For centuries, fashion was exclusively for the rich. In England,
Elizabethan, yes, England.
England,
Renaissance.
Renaissance, Italy, and Napoleonic France, it was the aristocrats,
Uh-huh.
and the wealthy who felt a need to impress other peoples. Uh, luxu-
Luxurious.
l- l- can you repeat it?
Luxurious.
Luxurious,
Uh-huh.
luxurious fabrics were used to create elaborate,
Elaborate.
elaborate clothes, and that required the help of maid or man servant to try them on.
Thank you, dear. Let's go to the second paragraph, and I'd like Zaina to read. Kings.
Kings, queens, and the nobility had their fine clothes made by the very best seamstresses and tailors. A lot of money was spent for the creation of a unique design, the cost of which could probably have fed a whole village for a month. The poor, on the other hand, made their own clothes and held on to them for as long as possible until they wore out. A typical poor person had one set of clothing for every day and one other outfit for special occasions. Not that there were many of those. For the vast majority of people, there was no such thing as fashion. Clothes were practical and served only to keep people warm. Whether a piece of clothing suited someone was not an issue. Indeed, what would they do with fine clothes anyway? Working on a farm, there was no need for linens and silks.
Thank you, dear. Let's do the last one, ya Diala. But
But all that changed when people began moving to towns and cities for work. Suddenly, there was a need for both smart and casual clothing for different occasions, and the idea of fashion for all was born.
thank you, dears. Okay, let me ask you a question. Who can tell me the main idea of the text? The main idea, what is it talking about? What is it talking about in your own words? Let me see in here, Ridwan.
It's how the phrase "fashion for all" was born.
All right. Who else? Yusuf, do you have any idea?
What the rich people and the poor people, or the difference between the clothes that rich and the poor people wore.
Yeah, and Alec, thank you. Anyone has any other opinion? All right. Let's go now to the second exercise that we are going to solve in today's class, which is on page 84, exercise B. So let's all go to exercise B in here. Um, Okay, and the instruction for the exercise is for questions also from 1 to 8, read the text below. So here we are dealing with the word formation section. Use the word given in capitals at the end of some of the lines to form a word that fits in the gap in the same line. And our title is punk. Let us start with, let me see hands in here. Do we have new hands? Let's go, Yanur.
Yes, teacher. The punk scene in the late 1970s was a reaction by young people against the conservative values, right?
Yes, against the conservative.
Values of the times. It was expressed through music and fashion, and it became extremely popular with the youth of the day. The, the clothes certainly weren't neat or elegant. They were clearly an alternative style
And
of dressing,
Aleki.
of,
Of dressing.
that was individualistic and
Uh-huh.
very importantly affordable.
All right, thank you, dear. Affordable. Okay, what part of the speech is or are these, yeah, Noor?
Adjectives.
Adjectives. Thank you, dear. Let's go to number 3 in here, and I'll have. Do we have new hands? No, Joan Yusuf Farah. Noor Zaina, go ahead, ya Farah.
Older people considered the punk look ridiculous and the clothes laughable, but young people embraced the look with what is this, teacher?
With enthusiasm.
With enthusiasm.
Thank
Ripped
you,
clothes.
dear.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Go ahead, ya Zaina. Ripped.
Ripped clothes soon became fashionable, and it was fine to mix and match. Wearing checked pants with a striped t-shirt, for instance.
Thank you, dear. Let's go to number 5 in here. Let's go to number 5, and I'll have. Same hands, huh? Okay, go ahead, Yusuf.
Jewelry consists of chains and safety pins, often worn through the nose. أكمل.
Yes, it wasn't.
Okay. It wasn't an uh, glamorous,
Okay, we have here
uh,
glimmer.
glamorous,
Yes,
glamorous
glamorous.
look, but that was exactly the point, to be as different from the mainstream trends of the time as possible.
Thank you, dear. Yes, that was correct. And what part of speech is glamorous?
Adjective.
It's an adjective. Thank you. Why? Because, okay, what is the suffix that we added to it?
IUS.
Oh, yes. Thank you, dear. Let's go to number 7 in here, and I'll have Amr. Go ahead, ya Amr. The irony.
The irony of the situation, though, was that punk itself eventually became a mainstream trend with designable selling expensive punk
With
fashion.
with what?
Designable.
Designable. Why? Here, design is a noun, okay? And we are talking about people who are selling expensive punk fashion. So design will become, because you said designable and it's an adjective. I want a noun in here. Zena, can you help him?
Yes, teacher, with designers selling expensive punk fashion.
يعني عليكي. Thank you. So here يا عامر, one more time. You gave me an adjective. I don't want to explain. All right. I want to tell you that designers are the people who are selling expensive punk fashion. So here designers is the right answer. Thank you, Amr. Would you like to continue? Would you like to continue to wealthy? Also here I want a noun. Also I want the people who do this thing. So
بس عادي أحل.
who are you? Yes, Fadi, go ahead.
To wealthy shops from comfortable middle class homes.
To wealthy
Shops.
from comfortable middle class homes. Are you sure about it? Let's look at the sentence one more time. The irony of the situation, though, was that punk itself eventually became a mainstream trend, with designers selling expensive punk fashion to wealthy. Okay, they are selling that.
Shopping, طيب shopping.
Okay, to people. Okay, it is such as designers. So shop will become. I have to add an ER.
Shoppers, miss.
Shoppers, yes. So they sell, so designers sell shoppers from comfortable middle class homes. From comfortable middle class homes. Do you guys have any question regarding it?
No, teacher.
No, teacher.
All right, so here with that we will be done with our exercises because I didn't want you to answer exercise C, and with that we will be done with our section which is use your English regarding your unit 12. You are what you were. Do you guys have any question regarding both parts, the phrasal verb and the word formation?
No,
No,
teacher.
No,
teacher.
teacher.
No, teacher.
All right, that's good. So, for tomorrow's class, we will have a speaking lesson, okay? And I will provide you, I will tell you regarding your speaking lesson, okay? In the groups, okay? So prepare yourselves. I will give you the topic, that thing that you will talk about, and I believe if you guys open to page 153 in your student's book, okay, it is about fashion also, the speaking. We have exercise A, okay, so let's have a look at it. For the speaking lesson for tomorrow, we have questions. Do you like shopping for new clothes? Why not? What kind of clothes do you usually wear? How important is it for you to wear fashionable clothes? Do you choose what color clothes to wear depending on your mood? Give an example. So we are going to discuss these questions in tomorrow's class, and I think we will also, if we have time, we will also discuss the ideas focus section, which is, do you think it's a good thing that fashions change every year? Why or why not? And do the clothes a person wears influence what you think of them? Why or why not? For now, I will leave you in order to prepare yourselves to your next class. You guys have a nice day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
يعطيك العافية.